Welcome everyone to another episode of the Paycheck, where I'm checking the culture with an interesting guest. And today I have one of my favorite people in hip hop from the Netherlands here, Miss Eljay Wix.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So what I want to tell everybody, if you don't know Eljay is the first female rapper that was successful and actually made a mark in the hip hop industry and just the whole landscape here in the Netherlands, but also globally. Let's not forget that. And her story is very interesting, and that's why I wanted you here, because we're documenting stories from people that were part of the culture, that are part of the culture, but also have shaped the culture in some way or form. And you definitely were one of those people, or are one of those people for me.
Thank you.
And so I want to start at the very beginning of everything. How did you start rapping? Where did your love for hip hop start?
Well, it started at home. My mom was, I was a little girl, 10 years old, and my mom and my auntie were into rap, and they had guests over from, I don't know which country, I can't remember, but when I had to go to bed, they was playing music and singing, and suddenly I heard something different, and I didn't know what it was, so I went downstairs and there was a guy rapping, and it was new to me, and I was like, wow, what is this?
Right.
I liked it, and since then I started to listen to rap on the radio, on the, how do you say, TV, with, because we had Top Up.
Top Up. Yeah, we had this show, the music program on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
but
gosh,
it was always, the show always came after bedtime.
Yes.
So I had to sneak out of my room and look around the corner to experience Top Up, you know?
Because your parents, your mom was watching the
show.
Right.
Watching this show, and I loved music, but it was bedtime, so I had to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I was always sneaking to see Top Up. And one day on the radio I heard Blondie with the song Rapture.
Yeah.
And she was rapping, and I liked it, and it was familiar because of the guy who did it in my mom's place. But it sounded, it didn't feel right, but I didn't know why. But it was, I don't know. And then I saw her, and I was like, oh, okay, nice, cool, but
the face didn't match the
rap or something.
Right,
I don't know, but I was a little girl, so I didn't know what it was, but something wasn't right. In my,
in your feeling.
Yeah, and then I saw the Sugar Hill Gang on Top Up.
Oh, they were on Top Up?
Yes, they were on Top Up.
Yeah.
I think 1981 or 1982 or something.
Yeah.
They were on Top Up.
I was too little.
And it was, and they was like swinging, and I see the hip hop, and I was like, whoa, this is it. But I wasn't thinking about doing it myself because they were men.
Right.
And then I heard a friend of mine, Jeffrey Roberts, his cousins was like traveling from the States up and down, and he brought a mixtape with rap on it.
Oh, yeah.
And Roxanne, Shantae, and Bismarck were on there, and I was like, yeah, girls can do it too. And from that day on, I never stopped.
You were like, let me do this too.
Yes.
That is so interesting that you had that feeling of, what is this? And something is off, but I still like it. And then also what's interesting, that you needed to hear a woman do it before you even thought you could do it.
Yeah, crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
That's crazy, because Blondie already did it, actually. But it was like, what is this?
It wasn't
like, you know, it was different until I saw the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
And when they did it, it was like a big party, and it came from the soul and heart. But when she did it, it was like reading up a lyric or something.
Yeah.
It was
very static.
Different,
not flowing.
Yeah.
Obviously, big fan of Roxanne and Biz.
sorry.
So I'm just try it. Yeah. As usual, at the Paycheck, we're eating cake from Vicento Cake. Shout out. Can't do episodes without them. My guests love them, so is it good?
Yes.
I'll talk a little bit so you can eat.
So I can eat.
So that's, it is so great to hear that you started, because you were, just like you needed a role model in Roxanne, I guess everybody else over here needed a role model too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were necessarily a role model to me, because I'm a little younger than you, not that much, but I do know that when, the cat's out the bag, I used to rap, and we were on the same bill, we were on the same tour, I was like, oh my God, that was a moment for me because it was you and Empress that kind of, you know, were on top. That you were the first, and so for me to come out there like a young girl, like, hello, I'm doing something too.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to be on the same bill as you.
Nice.
So yeah, that was awesome. And you were just telling me earlier that you still have the flyers.
I still have the
don't
flyers.
even have the flyers.
And I
That's
was
so
gonna bring them for
Right.
you, like, look what I got. But
Yeah.
I couldn't find because I put it in a book. But I'm moving out.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the book.
That would be so dope.
Nice.
Yeah,
but
please,
I
if
will
you find it,
and
let
I
me
will-
know.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't even have flyers.
But we had fun on that tour. It was dope.
It was
dope.
pretty cool. But I don't want to talk about my rap career, my short-lived rap
Why
career.
not?
Because we're talking about
you. Was good, but you was good.
Thank you. So going back, because you've actually done really good things. So people pay attention. This lady here was part of the 𝗦𝗡𝗘𝗥𝗝𝗦 crew.
Yeah.
You were the first lady.
Yeah.
How did that? Okay.
I am.
You are
And
the first lady.
lady
Sorry,
of
you
the
you
𝗦𝗡𝗘𝗥𝗝𝗦
are the first lady of
Yeah.
𝗦𝗡𝗙𝗥𝗏𝗏, and for those that really love hip hop, you should know who they are.
Yeah.
And so, how you started rapping when you were 12?
Yeah.
How do you go from a 12-year-old, you know, trying to do something that she saw and fell in love with, into meeting these people? Because we're still from the Netherlands.
Yeah,
you know, we didn't live in New York. There was no internet. You know, how did they?
And I'm happy that I
know about
finally can tell the story, because you know how people are. They always making up shit.
I never
Like,
knew.
oh,
So
she
yeah.
might have been involved, or she might have, but
You
that's
might have
not-
done some
that's not
stuff
the-
that
yeah,
we always accused of.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
But,
tell the story. Yeah. What is
okay,
the
so
real
I met-
story?
I met them when I was like 16 years old, 15, 16. No, I already had a child, so I was 16 years old. I met them through a good friend of mine, Big John. And Big John met them at the Leidse Square or somewhere
Just in downtown.
the downtown,
in
yes.
Amsterdam. Okay.
And he introduced me and my cousin Marcia, Msdee, who was my beatboxer back in the 80s, to them. So we became friends, and we were like family actually, because Marcia, she's the auntie of my son. She was engaged to Kool Keith.
Oh,
And
okay.
she lived, and they lived together. They was engaged, and they lived together in LA. And that's how it all started, going back and forth to see them and all that stuff. So I'm actually like.
So she was really the connect. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we both were, but she
but
was in
she was really
engaged.
in it. She was the family.
Yeah, and I was like a little sister to them.
Yeah.
Which people hardly know.
Right.
And when I was like Keith's mom, that's my mom. I call her mom.
Yeah.
I always stay at their house when I'm in the States, and that's how it started. But what's so funny? What was so funny? We knew each other for all those years.
Yeah.
But maybe 20 years later, one day Keith was we were sitting at a table having breakfast, and Mom was making us some oatmeal.
Oh, nice.
And he looked at me and he said, tomorrow we're going to the studio. And I said, okay. I was like, okay, you know.
You didn't invite yourself.
He said, and then he said, you know my style, right? And I said, well, actually, I don't. Huh? And he was like, huh? How do you mean you don't? You know, because we know each other for years, but you don't know my music or my style.
Right.
And I said, well, actually, the only song that I know from you are the songs that you're performing when you are live on stage. Those are the, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, huh? Really? Huh? Like, how's that possible? Like, do you know who I am, or do you, you know?
Yeah.
And
You're Uncle Keith.
yeah, and so I did a song with him, and I was like feeling honored to do a song with Kool Keith, of course.
Obviously.
But I was so honored that I didn't mind or pay attention to the lyrics.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and he wrote that song.
Yeah.
The song, the name of the song is "Put on This Track While You're Having Sex." And I was happy to do a song with Kool Keith.
You were
I saw
just
it as a
excited,
job, like it's work.
Yeah.
So I just did it. But later, people started to act funny. Oh, your lips, and because it's a sex song.
Right.
And
you were like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? But I didn't pay attention. And when I listened to the lyrics, I understand, of course. But to me, it was just a job or
it was a song. Yeah.
And he wrote it, and I was just rapping it, and that's it, you know.
You didn't write it yourself.
Yeah, no, he wrote that song. Yeah, I
but that's my point. Like if you write,
sex.
exactly. So if you had written it yourself, you would be more aware of it. Now you're just doing something for him. You're like, okay, let me do this for you.
Yeah, And every time when they were in Holland, we were together, of course, and or they stay at my place, I stay at their place, or we, you know, we was like always together. And one day we had to go to, in one weekend, we had to go to Belgium, France, and I don't know where.
Shows and everything.
Yeah, they had to do shows and everything. And I could have been on stage with them, but there was this girl that I took with me, and she couldn't get backstage, so she was like, so I didn't go. Girls. So I was like loyal and
to the
staying
girlfriend
with her, of course. But it was a big show, and I brought my cameraman with me, 𝗧𝗛𝗛𝗏𝗡𝗥𝗏𝗧, and he taped the whole show and everything. I had to pay for it, of course.
Right.
But that's how we made those videos in one weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was.
That
dope.
was a good call, bringing him.
Yeah, and then TR said, "Well, Eljay, from now on, it's official, Lady Ultra." The first lady.
How did you feel?
The first lady of the 𝗦𝗡𝗘𝗥𝗝𝗏𝗧. I felt honored.
Yeah. How old were you at the time?
It was 2013.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't. Oh, so you've been rolling with them for all those years.
Yeah, for all those years.
And it wasn't until then that they really deemed you Lady
2013.
Ultra.
Yeah, because before we didn't really. The first song that me and Keith did was like in 2000. I can't
yeah,
remember.
I'm bad at
but
years.
It was years ago. Yeah. And that's how from that song, we started to do more songs. And we was like compromising, like you do a song how I want it, and I do a song how you want it. You know what I mean?
So you have the
So we have more songs,
which
people don't even know, more songs and videos, but those sex videos, I don't put on my social media or share it. So not a lot of people know that we have those songs and videos.
Well, that's really cool. So now we clarified the story of, you and the electromagnetic MCs. But also taking it a little back, I don't even know if it's a little back because I don't know what overlapped in what time, but you were also the first, I don't want to say female, the first woman that, I think female is so, like we're animals. No.
MC is an MC.
Yeah, but you were also the first woman and the first rapper to start a crew out here. An all women's crew.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did that come about? Like, because you were rapping, how did you meet other women who were also rapping?
Well, actually
they found you.
So I started in a boys crew because I learned rapping from boys. They helped me out and they,
guided you,
and guided me. And I was always the little sister because they were bigger than me, and I was like a young girl, 12 years old. And so I was always the chick in the crew. And one day I was like, why don't I start my own crew? You know? So I started with my sister, Shirley D, and Marsha, she's the auntie of my son, Msdee, and Baby Love, she was 5 years old. But Baby Love wasn't meant to be in the crew, but what happened was I was living with my auntie, and we was like practicing every day, and riding and stuff and this and that. And one day we were sitting in the tram, and we was rapping in the tram, and suddenly the little girl, she was 5 years old, started to rap all the lyrics with us, and we was like,
that's cute. Yeah.
Wow. So our first show that we did as a female crew was in the Milky Way.
Ah, nice.
And
wow, yeah.
Milky Way.
That's a good
Adam
venue.
Curry came to our house to see the little girl.
Oh wow.
𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 came to the house.
Yeah.
And we was invited to their radio shows and everything.
Right. So those were big people on TV and presenters
back
and
in the days.
Yeah,
they thought we was cute. And we, and Marsha, she was my beatboxer, and she was going to school with Peggy Lee. And Peggy Lee later became a member of Fresh Finesse, and from Fresh Finesse she went to the Cookie Crew.
Okay.
And that's how we started actually
as
a female crew. But I have one wish, but they are like all moms with kids and this.
You're
and that.
a mom with kids.
Yeah, I know, but they like, I don't know, they're
just moms.
Different. They're just moms, you know. And my wish is one more time a show with them, but I don't think they will.
Well, next year hip hop is 50.
Would be so
dope. Maybe somebody feels compelled to organize some event and get all the old school people involved to do a show. Yeah. Just putting it out there.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
We'll marinate on that. We'll marinate on that. Okay, so I love the fact that you're able to tell your story and your journey about how you started, especially if there's all kinds of stories going around that aren't true, which is part of this industry.
Yeah.
How has hip hop and the culture of hip hop influenced you as a person, and how did it shape you to be the person you are today?
Yeah.
It's a tough question. I know. It's okay.
No, because I am hip hop. So
right, but
I am who I am, and I think
so. You've always
what
been
I can
like
say
that,
is like hip hop really changed my life. Yes, I mean like it's it make my experience. It makes you stronger.
Yeah,
it keeps you up to date. It keeps you your mindset
leveled,
on a weet je, good. I don't know how to say it. I don't know
in a stable place.
Yes.
That's okay.
In a stable place. You know, when you feel down,
and
you listen to a certain song, and you can relate with it. It gives you a kind of power, like I'm not alone. Oh, he's going through the same through.
Exactly.
So
I mean, that's I guess for everybody with different types of music, and for you that was hip hop. But also, you know, we both were on a panel, which is how we reconnected again. Where we know that the elements of hip hop consist of more than just rap music.
Exactly.
And so, you know, you haven't told me that you were, you know, not such a very nice person back in the day. You were a little mean. And now you are more, you know, calmed down and you're, you know, more relaxed and peaceful.
Yeah.
That is one of the elements of hip hop, you know, peace, love, unity. How do you feel about yourself looking back at how you were at the time?
Well, actually, I don't have a problem with myself. I love myself, and it was more like that. Other people told me, you became a little bit easier, or a little bit. How do you say it? Easier as a person. Because
easygoing.
Because back in the day, you was like
you
this,
were tough.
or you was like this, but I didn't notice it, and I didn't felt it.
You had
to
grow. You had to grow. That was just how you were.
I was like, I wasn't taking shit.
Right.
Or if somebody did me wrong.
You've been through a lot too.
Yeah. Or if somebody did me wrong, I would call my sons or my squad and beat you up.
Right.
Those kind of shit, you know.
Right.
And after I lost a son, it's different. It became different, because then you know how it feels
if that happens
for another
to you.
mother to lose a son,
absolutely.
or to have a son that comes home beat up, and you know it's different. Then it's like your conscience is working or something, or you know.
Well, you now see what it is to be on the other side.
Exactly.
Like you can step in somebody else's shoes and feel how it is, and that sometimes people do
and
need
it's
that.
fucked up.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
People need that sometimes to really feel about, okay, my actions have consequences for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't just do what I want to do, because we were talking about it earlier too, karma.
Yeah,
you
karma.
know.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's not a good feeling at all.
Yeah.
But
it's not when it happened, it wasn't a good feeling. But when I look back, I'm happy that it happened. You know what I mean?
Was it necessary for you?
Yeah, I think so. Because I didn't realize actually what I was doing.
But that's a tough lesson, though.
Yeah, because I had a whole squad with boys surrounding me, protecting me. So, how do you say it? And because of that reason, I stay away from people who can harm me or try to harm me.
You were protected.
To make me call my people and harm that person back. I don't want that anymore.
No. I can.
And when I was young, I thought it was tough. Oh, gee, gangster. But no, it's not funny.
It really
when you
isn't.
have to bury a child, that's the most painful thing that you.
That's what I said. That's not even a lesson. That's like, I mean, could have been in a different way. That's less painful. But and also being a mother and having children, you want to set an example. You don't want to set the example that you always have to retaliate. I mean, I would think so. I don't have any kids, so I can't speak from that. But it is good because it's your personal growth. It's your journey. Yeah. And you take everything with you. I mean, nobody should ever regret their past. You should just learn from it. Yeah. And you were who you were. I mean, I never had a problem with you. I always stayed on your good side.
funny that you say that, because I always say, don't get on my bad side. Don't get on.
Amen. I know exactly who to fuck with and who not. You know, and yes, it is. You know, we grew up in a time where when you were tough, you were tough. It's not just internet tough.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So you had
You was going to the person's
Right.
place.
You were
ring
all
the
in the same
bell. Come
space.
outside. Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's take it outside.
You couldn't
know?
just talk shit. You
Yeah.
had to back it up right away,
Yeah.
or people would come look for you.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah.
And that's not how it is anymore.
Yeah.
So
Internet bullshit. So when people curse me out on the internet or something, I just look at it and I'm like, oh my God, if you
only
here
knew,
in my
yeah.
bed, hey. But
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, they're not worth
they
it.
don't know you.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Uh-huh.
You should laugh at it like, oh, they're just cursing me out because they really don't know me.
Yeah. But I see it different. I see it like this goes a little bit deeper, but I see them like demons who are trying to suck your bad side out of you again.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to live like that anymore,
Yeah,
you know?
they're trying to tempt you into going back into your old habits.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, if that's a way for you to look at it to keep positive and remain calm, then hey, that's great.
Yeah.
And it is like that. Everything in the world is like that. When people see somebody being good, they always and they're miserable. Misery loves company. They want to take you down. They want to take you down.
Yeah,
they don't want to
true.
see you happy. Instead of thinking, I want to be happy, let's be happy. No, everybody has to be miserable.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what
crazy,
it is.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
It is sad, but
Yeah.
luckily we aren't like that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you're in a good space right now. You know, you having, for me in hip hop, a certain status, and you know, not that I put people on pedestals, but I give the respect where the respect is earned.
Likewise.
Yeah. So thank you. And so for me, it's like, how do you move around? What does that? Do you still hear people like talking about it? Because it's old school, you know. Oh, let's just forget about past. The new generation of hip hop doesn't really do the research or know the history.
True.
Yeah. How does it still, you know, come up in your life?
My children, of course, because if you like, my children listen to rap music, and if you love your children and you want to know what's going around in their head, you're gonna listen to the songs that they put on repeat for 10 times, you know? So you can take a sneak peek into their minds.
Yeah.
And that's my
What do they listen to?
Lil Wayne, Future,
Yeah.
ATL. Most of the time, ATL music.
Okay.
Because one day I was in New York, and I was walking with Keith on the market, and there was a Chinese lady screaming $1, $1, and I was like $1, $1. And I looked at Keith, and I said, what is she saying? Oh, she's saying $1, but she's Chinese, though. $1. So I thought she was hungry.
Oh, right, she wanted $1.
Yeah, I thought she wanted $1, and I had $2 in my pocket, and I thought, let me give it to her. So I gave her the $2, and I walked away. And she said, no, wait. And I was like, huh? And she gave me a CD, and she gave me $1 back.
Oh,
that was in 1999, and that $1 I put in a frame.
Right.
And I took this CD back to Holland, and it was a mixtape from ATL, trap music.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and
that's funny.
Yeah, and I played it for my kids, of course, because it was like the memory that I had on the vacation that I had in New York.
Yeah.
So I played it, and they started to make it Dutch. Like they
so
but their own lyrics, but in Dutch.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And there was this song from 𝗧𝗙𝗏𝗏 on it, 𝗧𝗙𝗏𝗏.
Yeah.
Tet It Up.
Okay.
You know the song? Tet It Up. Okay, but
Sorry.
my son made that song Dutch, but I was dating a guy who was the best friend of, how do you say it? What is it? Little dirty ass, little dirty bastard. That's how you say it in English.
Yeah, you could say it in Dutch.
Ja,
It's a name.
Ja, dus KV en MF, zeg maar. Ik ging met I was dating MF, and MF was the best friend of KV, and KV was dating my cousin. They have children together. The first 2 children are from my cousin.
You don't have to censor it.
Related, you know. And they made the song Dutch, and it became a hit. Tattoo Boys.
All right.
Became a hit, but my son, he made the song, and my brother did the beat.
Right.
Yeah, and the song became a big hit, but that's how it actually started. Yeah. And that's how,
So this is not an uncommon story. Like, you know, a lot of people do things and people take it and it becomes a hit.
Yeah.
And it is nice to know the origins. And I also feel it's nice that they at least give the credits right now
to my son who
your
made
son.
the
Yeah,
song.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
How old was your son at the time?
They were like 16 or something.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, no, but
when I mean, he was like 16 when he made trap Dutch.
Right.
That's
right.
what. Yeah.
So no, I think it shows originality, and obviously with a mom like you, you know. It runs in the family, probably.
Yeah.
So are your kids now also heavily into music?
Well, my son used to rap, but now after that happened, he don't want it anymore. So it really fucked with his mind, and he got locked up and a whole lot of bullshit.
That's really sad.
Whole drama, yeah.
So he had.
But
really
it doesn't
bad
matter because they never made another hit, so that says enough.
But still,
if you steal a song, you cannot make the same hit.
Yeah, if it's
ever
not from
again,
you, you're not
creative.
creative.
Not from you, you know what I mean? Yeah.
One-hit wonders.
Exactly.
We call those. Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Maybe it'll come back to him at some point.
Things goes how they're
supposed to go. I mean?
Yeah. But what you said about the States, USA, the States. Why I'm more focused on the States is because Dutch people, not everybody, because I'm sitting here with you now, are more selfish than the people in the States. They love to work together. Yeah.
Oh, the collaborations, yes.
Collaborations,
well, obviously not everywhere, but I feel the same way. People in the Netherlands, creatives, talents, musicians, whatever, rappers, they all feel like it's competition. Yeah. But there's room for everybody.
Exactly.
There's audience for everybody.
Yeah.
And especially if you're English speaking or rapping or singing. There's a whole world now, especially with the internet. There is no competition.
Yeah.
So I also believe in the power of working together. That's why back in the day
there were forces, you know.
Yeah, that's why crews were a thing back in the day. Yeah. And now you see no crews anymore.
Everybody's
out for self.
Yeah. And that's I
agree.
don't like it. We need the unity, you know. We need to see the wholeness, the unity.
There's even unity in international crews, like you're part of 𝗬𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, but you know, me working together with people from all over the world, you're working together. It's like I don't limit myself. You never limited yourself to a country where you weren't celebrated.
Yeah.
Like I always say, go where you're celebrated.
Yeah.
And that was the States for me at the time. Obviously, I have people over here that love and support each other. I mean, we were on tour together.
Yeah.
So it's not everywhere, but I do understand.
LTH.
Oh, definitely LTH. Yes. Yeah. DLQ also. So it's definitely something that I had to really check with myself too, because people thought I didn't like my own country or the people. That wasn't the case. I tried and tried. Nobody wants me here.
See what I mean?
I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, crazy.
And now people start to appreciate it. So okay, great.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
But that's always how it goes. I mean, like when you do your stuff here, they don't see you, but when you come out from another country,
when you have success somewhere else,
Dutch, you know, then suddenly you're there, Dutch, female MC or something.
But also, a lot of rappers in our days were English rapping, and they went to Dutch.
English,
They started doing Dutch because that was successful. So they changed how they were doing something because they wanted to be successful over here as well. Again, not everybody, so don't feel personal, don't feel offended. But I feel like there's a certain sadness in that, because you should always stick to what you want to do. Plus, there's a global audience. Don't think that because you get
I do
here.
Both. I do both.
Exactly, and it's the same for, let's say, people in the United States. If you're in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and they don't like you there, you can still go to the next state.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that you don't like where you live. It's just, again, go where you celebrate it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So people limit themselves, and I'm just happy that you never did. Although
it already started in the 80s, because all my beats, the music that was made for me, most of the time, I had LTH who did the beats, but most of my music and beats and studio sessions were always in Rotterdam.
Right.
Yeah, Rotterdam.
You know what? Me too. Rotterdam and Eindhoven, not even Amsterdam.
Yeah, not even Amsterdam.
I didn't have nobody in Amsterdam.
Crazy, man. And there's a lot of people and beat creators in Amsterdam, but it's like they're all, I don't know.
They had their own little clique.
Yeah. So it was most of the time Rotterdam.
LTH all the way on the other side of the country.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Rotterdam was like my biggest, I mean, like when Rotterdam had to do a show in Amsterdam, they always stayed at my place, like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Miss Unique, everybody stayed at my place. People don't even know these things. We like one big happy family, and when I went to Rotterdam, they took care of me, and when they came to Amsterdam, we had to do with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 also with his little brother. when we had to do the 𝗧𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏 show on the TV, they stayed all at my place.
Right.
And from my house, we went to the show, you know. It's different. I love Rotterdam.
I mean, honestly, we're at a point where it's all one thing. It's the Netherlands. You know, we should all support each other, and I don't think there's necessarily rivalry anymore because, like you said, also everybody's out for self. Who are some of the people in the Netherlands that you at the time or still look up to, like who were inspiring you?
That's a question.
That's a good question. Can you answer it?
No, I'm thinking about, should I be honest or should I just say something? But I'm a person that's always honest.
No, just be honest. Like, there's no right or wrong.
And to be honest, nobody actually.
Well, you can, that's okay. And you know, I understand it being one of the first. There is nobody that,
I had nobody to look up to.
I'm okay with your answer. I don't expect you to say
back
anybody,
in the 80s,
there wasn't,
back in the 80s there were no females or nothing.
So aside from...
But I really loved Shirley always.
Yeah.
But she broke my heart.
Wow.
And I think this is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna tell it. But when we had to do the show in the Milky Way, we were on stage, but of course we had a little girl with us, so the people were like, you know,
cute,
and then they came and they looked fine and like ladies, and I was like, wow, I love them, they're great. But what happened was they had an interview in the how do you say the room? The backstage. The backstage. They had an interview in the backstage, but the guy didn't put the sound off when he was finished. So you hear all the... And she was cursing me out, and it broke my heart.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah.
That is really sad.
But I never told her, and I never...
Why not?
Because I was in shock. I was like, huh?
So this is the first time that you're saying this on camera or
first time.
On the record?
That is what happened. And everybody, I was with all my
so you never know why she did that?
Nah, I don't know. She was mad or something. Maybe because they were cheering for the little girl more than for their... I don't know what it was.
Maybe it wasn't even you. Maybe it was just something that happened and she had a bad...
No, it was us. Because it was in the interview, it was about us. And she was like mad because the crowd cheered it more for us than
jealousy.
For her. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it really broke our heart. And we was like little girls.
Right.
They were older than us.
Sad, yeah.
Yeah, and we was like disappointed because we looked up to her.
Right.
And I still do.
But yeah, it doesn't change what she's done for the culture or you know, as an artist. But I can trust me. I've interviewed people or was about to interview people, and they broke my heart by being assholes. And I'm like, I don't want to interview because I'm so excited about it, and then you do this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was so because I love them so much, and they look good and different than us. We was more sporty, and they were more women. You know,
right? Because you're girls.
We was little girls. They was like 18 years old, grown women. And we were so excited and happy about my first show with my crew. And one of my beatboxers was in their crew, which they didn't even know that she first was with us, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. And then then we heard that thing on the radio.
Oh, that's sad.
We was like in shock, like.
Well, maybe at some point it'll all still be clarified, but those are also very not only defining moments for, you know, your image of people or the industry, but also very how do you say that? They put you down to earth because everybody's a person. Like, I've learned that in this industry. Whenever I met famous people or known people, celebrities, and they turn out to be horrible people at the time, I'm not going to say that was just them being horrible. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. It hurts, but I can also understand when you're touring, you have less sleep, bad food, weird schedules. You can be itchy or not itchy, cranky, you know, annoyed, irritated. You can have like a press day and you're like overwhelmed. So I sometimes took it as that until I see you do it all the time. Then I know that's just you.
That's just you,
But I stopped taking it personal. But there were some people where I'm just like, I couldn't listen to their music anymore because you were just being horrible.
Yeah, just
like,
an ugly ass person with a black heart or something.
And I'm like, I'm listening to your music to inspire me as a little kid, and now I'm like, I can't listen to this anymore. But it's very,
you're not, it's like they're not who they say they are in their songs.
They're talking about, they're talking about, oh, my black queen, this and that, and then you're humiliating women. Like, wait, what's going on? on.
Yeah,
Like,
in real life, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
So and that can be very, can be off-putting, but it also shows artists are humans.
Yeah.
Famous people are humans. You know, you can't just, you know,
But
worship them
it
because...
also shows that the person has two faces, because if you are a real MC and you rap about your life,
Yeah.
then how can you be different in real life?
And
You
especially
know what
if
I
you
mean?
talk about hip hop culture,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
everybody's included. You can't just exclude
Yeah,
people.
that's crazy.
Like, yeah,
That's
it is weird. Well, as you know, we're doing this show presented by Sneakerjagers. Shout out Sneakerjagers.
Shout out
so
Sneakerjagers.
so we're talking to I'm talking to people, but I also have to, like, you know, they have a sense of fashion at some point in their life. So first of all, I told you that we're going to discuss shoes. Well, I put on my crepes, my fresh, crispy crepes, my crepe hems today, with a matching Jordan flight suit.
I love that.
And that was just me being fresh today. Stay fresh, gotta be fresh. You have your own clothing line, Star Gold Status.
Yes, so I'm wearing a Star Gold Status shirt.
Yes. I love the colors.
It was created by 𝗬𝗘𝗥𝗝𝗥𝗏,
Okay.
and the people from now, the generation now knows who 𝗬𝗘𝗥 is.
Who is 𝗬𝗘𝗥?
𝗬𝗘𝗥 is one of my boys that was in my crew since he was a little boy, 15, 16 years old. And he's a rapper, Alexander. And yeah, he's a rapper. He did a song with 𝗬𝗢𝗄𝗏𝗏 and Negative.
Yeah. Okay.
You
So,
don't have to be ashamed something. He created the style.
Oh, the font and everything.
Yeah, because I prefer these kind of letters. But he said no.
I can't see it, but okay.
Oh,
no,
can
it's
you
okay.
see it?
We'll take some photos later.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the shoes.
The shoes.
The shoes have a story, people. She don't know what shoes these are.
Okay, so
but the
I
shoes
don't
have a
know what
story.
kind of shoes these are, but my baby daddy gave them to me, and my daughter is 26 now, so the shoes are like almost 26 years old. So I thought you was talking about
value.
shoes, so I thought let me wear old shoes. But I just had to put them in the washing machine, and I couldn't find the, how do you call it?
Laces.
The laces.
Yeah, and that's funny. So I'm wearing super new shoes for the first time, and you're wearing like antiques with sentimental value because if they're, you know, they were a gift, and your daughter's 26. So I think that is, you know, we don't always have to wear the greatest brands and whatever. It has to mean something to you, and you're wearing your own clothing line. If people are interested in getting it, just hit her up. We'll Instagram Eljay Wix or Star Gold. What is it?
Yeah,
SGS.
SGS online store.
Okay, so
or certified actually. And it's Star Gold Status stands for a heavenly star, a heart pure gold, and a righteousness status.
Nice.
But on the streets, they want to be a star, they want to have gold. And they want to have status, so it's double.
That's pretty clever. That's really clever. I like that. And now the first thing I saw when you took your jacket off is the chain. What story does the chain have?
I bought it in New York a few years ago. I think, I don't know, in the Bronx. I was shopping with Keith because Keith loves to shop.
So
I was shopping with
shopping.
Keith and I saw this chain. I was like, I want to have the chain. So he got me the chain.
It is really nice. Oh, he got it for you. Okay.
Yeah. But last month I saw a chick in a video with the same chain, but it was
super big
like this, and I was like,
no, I love this. You don't need the extra. Like, I like subtle things because you need to shine. The things shouldn't outshine you.
Yeah, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It was big and it was beautiful.
And
it's the Medusa,
like
the Medusa head from Versace.
I see it. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that people know we did not coordinate our clothes today. We just happened to be pinkish and turquoise-ish. So I love that we were bright colors today because we both shine. Yeah. Going into the fact that, you know, we're sitting at Sneakerjagers, you also manage a sneaker store.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. 2 years ago I became, first I started to shopping in the store, and me and the owner became friends. And one day he asked me if I wanted to help him out with a day in the store, and I did. and I fixed the whole store because you're a mom, so
Yeah,
everything has to be neat and this and that.
Hey,
and
I'm not a mom. I like it neat.
and I did that, and everybody who came in the store, oh wow,
you cleaned it up.
Yeah, you're doing good since she is here,
there,
this and that, and a lot of friends came by and bought some stuff. Even people from Instagram came in the store just to see me real life, you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah, just to see me real life.
So do you get people come into the store and be like, oh, that's Eljay?
Yeah, like, hi Eljay, we from Instagram.
Oh, that's so
and
dope.
from other cities, eh?
Yeah.
But one day there was this who came in the store, but I felt her energy, and I knew her face, and she came with a boyfriend, and she was trying shoes on, and she asked me if I wanted to help her to put her shoe on. But the energy was like, wait a minute.
Off, yeah.
Like, huh? So I called my colleague and I said, can you help her with putting her shoes on? And I walked away.
Or she might have
kicked you. Because I felt the energy
she might have kicked you in the face.
Bitch, come on, put my shoe on. Like, hey, no, man.
Oh yeah, she
Crazy
wanted to.
yeah,
Well, that's
smart.
You always trust your feeling and people's energies.
Yeah.
Now I know you may not want to talk about this, but you're also known for the dog.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Okay, we have to explain.
Hey, dog, what?
I'm sorry, I have to explain. So lately, Eljay is not only known for being a dope female rapper MC, but she's also known from the dog. Can you explain what that why you're known from the dog?
Okay, so in 2014, my dog got killed, innocent, with a lot of lies in the media. So
what happened to the dog? How did he get killed?
I was taking care of somebody else's dog because that person went to Suriname vacation, but the dog was a puppy, and my son went to school. But he left the door from the garden open. So the puppy left the house, but my dog is her auntie.
Yeah.
Walked with the puppy, I think,
just
to
make
protect
sure
her.
it's,
to protect her, yes. And I didn't notice it because I was upstairs on my computer working. And suddenly I hear screaming and I think, huh? What's this?
What's going on?
So I walked to the balcony and I look and I saw my neighbor girl. She was like, Lorena, help, I cannot go in, I want to go home.
She was scared of the dog.
And I was like, huh? And I looked to the left and I saw police. And then I looked all over the parking lot, police. And I was like, huh? And I looked downstairs and I went crazy. I started to scream. I saw my dog with a lot of blood and stuff.
What happened?
But I thought my dog had a fight with another dog, maybe.
Right.
So I went downstairs and I saw a hole in her heart.
Oh.
And and she was like my baby, and I started to cry. My dog.
Yeah.
I started to cry. I had a whole conversation with them and blah blah. And they tried to trick me because it was a whole crazy situation. They took my dog in, and she was like suddenly she was from the state.
Oh, she belonged to the
the
government.
State, suddenly government, because they make mistakes, and when they make mistakes, they always
Did they shoot the dog?
Yeah, they shot my dog with a lot of lies. They said that my dog ripped somebody's arm off and a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
But I raised my dog, and I know my dog is love. She never bite nobody.
Right.
Children from the hood can ride on her back and this and that. But what was so funny when it happened? Suddenly, Moroccan people start putting photos from my dog in their house on Facebook. And that's not normal.
No, that's
not
crazy.
normal. It's normal, but I mean, like they don't like dogs.
Right.
They're more with cats.
Yeah.
But if they let the dog in their house, because my dog was doing her own round, to be honest. But that was because my grandmother died and she gave me her dog. But the dog was free to go everywhere the dog wanted, and I never had a dog, so I thought that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't know nothing about the race. I didn't even know that it was a race. How do you say it? A race that is seen as a dangerous race?
Oh, like a pit bull?
Yeah.
Something,
it was. I didn't know. To me, that was my little baby.
Yeah.
And I had her as
you
a
didn't
baby.
Know anything
I gave her
else,
love. I didn't know that people was using those dogs to fight or to.
So going back to why you were known as the person from the dog. So they took a sound bite.
Yes.
From that situation.
Yeah.
Like, was it an interview that you did?
It was an interview on 𝗬𝗙. But the reason why I said that, which people don't know, I fought a case against 21 cops and I won the case.
Yeah.
but you don't hear nobody saying that.
All right.
This,
So those were the cops that killed the dog.
Yeah.
And
No, one killed the dog, but suddenly 21 was involved.
Oh, okay.
But I took a lawyer. I fought the case because I don't like justice, injustice,
injustice,
you know?
yeah.
And they also kill our sons like dogs on the streets.
Right.
So
true.
I was trying to make a statement,
Point, yeah.
like, you know. And
so you won
when
the
I was in
case.
court, yeah. But the reason why I said that, what I said on the TV
Okay,
was, when I was in court, the judge explained to me that I'm actually fighting for a lamb, like a lamb. With other words.
Oh, a dead thing.
Yeah, with other words. How do you say it?
The value of the dog.
In our law book,
a dog
the dog
is
just
an object.
It's just an object.
Yeah.
And that's why I said what I said on the TV.
So you said a dog is a living being.
Yeah.
It's a living creature, and if you reverse, it has a soul. If you reverse the word dog, you get God.
Yeah. And the dog is also made by God. That was actually what I'm saying. But
they took the.
You know how people, you know how people
so
are.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at it, but. And so they took the sound bite of her talking about the dog being a living being and, reversing the word being God.
Yeah.
And it went viral. So now you see clips
7 years
in
later,
Dutch.
yes.
Yeah, in Dutch.
Yeah.
You see clips from TikTok where people are syncing her audio bites and talking about the dog being a living.
Yeah.
So instead of her getting people going up to her, oh, you're Eljay, a first female MC. It's like, oh, you're from the dog.
Yeah, you're the women of the dog. Crazy. I don't like it when people do that.
But it is funny though. It is funny that at least
now it's funny, yes.
Years later you can at least not laugh about what happened to the dog, but laugh about the fact that you made such a statement about dogs being living creatures that it went viral. You should look at it as that. Yeah. Your statement is known.
People
all
having
over
dinner
the
with their dogs on the table and stuff like we
and
are.
then saying a dog is a living creature.
Yeah.
Dog lovers will love it. Yeah, I'm sure you have a whole bunch of new fans.
But to be honest, it was the word God, because nobody uses that word anymore back then. You know what I mean?
True.
And everybody was like, honoring the other bastard. I don't want to say his name. You got God and you got the other bastard. Everybody was like honoring him. And these kids were like, like little demons following that guy.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's why I said his, and that's why I said his name.
Right.
Doesn't matter in what context.
Yeah,
I did.
But you're also right. When you do reverse
and
the
now
word,
everybody is got it, DJ Khalid, hello.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got it.
All right. Let's not take it all the way to what's going on with our.
And 7 years later, after
the
death of my dog on 7/7, God gave me 7 puppies.
Oh wow.
Crazy, yeah.
Well,
and I was like, 7/7, and then I counted back the years, and it was
7 years.
Yeah, crazy.
And that's beautiful though, because now at least you know that the dog gave back something, or that,
so they
that
took
the death
one,
was good.
And
yeah,
they gave me back 7.
And that's how it is. When you give something, you're supposed to get it back in tenfold, or more.
Yeah.
We're going back to the culture, hip hop. I just wanted to mention the dog because it was funny that you went viral. How do you feel about? Because I know you said something about it in the panel that we did. So I would like to address that in this show. Yeah. Talking about hip hop culture or rap nowadays. You were very aware of the language that you used back in the, you weren't aware of it, but you're aware of it now.
Yeah.
And you're more conscious about how you want to teach these kids and how to mentor these kids nowadays.
Yeah.
What is how do you go about that right now? How do you feel about where hip hop is going today?
Okay, it evolves, of course. And I like it, I love it. And I got kids, so I know they keep me up to date.
Yeah.
But what I don't like is the things they do, like the drugs or the.
But everybody did. Oh, you mean the mollies and stuff? Yeah. Because we just stuck to weed at the time.
Yeah, but yeah.
There were no hard drugs.
Yeah, exactly. And like how they promote it in songs, like it's good or normal or. The lyrics
but that's the emo. That's the emo
Yeah.
rap, because this generation has a lot of mental trauma and issues that are now talked about, because we weren't able to talk about our traumas.
You know what I mean? We was like going outside, meeting each other, playing with each other. Now
Talking
everything
to
is
each
on
other,
the phone, like there's zombies on their phone. And I don't understand it, man. And I got nothing against people from the different sect or or dating each other, because I love them. I have them in my family, my friends. But it's like they're getting younger and younger while they don't even know what they actually want. So what? I don't get it.
And do you feel like you are able to at least teach your kids and everybody in your surroundings that, you know, the difference between how you grew up in that culture versus now? Because your kids see it because you're their mom, but everybody else now, do you feel like they at least take that with them to spread to their friends or circle?
I think so, because sometimes my son send me a message or a song, and then he's with friends and send me a song like, I know this song, it's a song for my mom or something, like an old song from back in the day. So I think, of course, they know. They
That's
know.
dope.
And a few weeks ago, my daughter came by and she was playing songs. She said, Mom, I met a guy and he's sending me these kind of songs. But I mean, like, these songs I know from you. But he says he's 32. So she's like, huh, how's this possible?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, she's like, how's this possible? These are the songs my mom listened to. My mom is 51. You 32. But you're sending me, there's something not right with you. Or you're older. But you don't have brothers.
He appreciates the old school music, so it is still
He
happening.
does, but he is from the old school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you met my daughter and you're gonna lie about your age, 32.
Oh, that's what he
You
did.
know, that's what, And she
I'm
was
sorry,
like,
I didn't,
you know, and
didn't
she was
click.
like, huh, but wait a minute, my mom is 51, you 32, but you listening to the same song.
Because it is possible, because I know, I have friends that are in their early 30s that actually listen to old school music, and I'm like, what? You know, I'm all happy because, you know, your mama taught you well, or your dad.
Exactly.
But, you know, so it is possible. And for me to still, you know, hang out with the younger people and tell them what I listen to, I mean, it's possible.
I know that it's possible because they have brothers or sisters who listen to the music. But no, I don't believe it.
So what are some of the projects that you're doing now, music-wise? Are you going to release new music?
Okay, I have to bring out 3 albums. I'm signed with Future's brother, Mexico Ran, through his friend G-Money. So young freelance FBG.
Right.
And I'm working on my clothes. I still want to make but right now I have to move out. They're gonna rebuild my whole house, so I don't have time. So next year you're gonna
you have that on
so
the
I'm preparing now for next year to
get
do
the
albums and stuff.
So guys, be on the lookout for all the new music.
I want to make an album with different artists who are not how do you say it, famous yet.
Just promote the new talents and the different talents. That aren't necessarily already out there that can help the promotion, that need the promotion. I think that's great because, you know, yes, I'm sitting here talking to you, discussing history and documenting, you know, stories, but I've always interviewed new talents and people that weren't known because I want to help put out that talent in the art. So and maybe I'll jump on a song with you. Maybe we'll make a song.
No, we are going to. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I feel the pressure.
And I'm also working with Mr. Way from Beat Street. You know the movie Beat Street?
The documentary.
Yeah, we've been working together since 2014. And we're working on a documentary, but then the how do you call it came?
The pandemic,
pandemic came, so we had to stop.
Put it on
but
hold,
they're still coming back for the second.
What is the outlook on? What do I need to do?
No, man. So they're coming back to record the second part, you know. So maybe when we are working in the studio collaborating or something, you know.
Okay, so just so people know, I'm not a rapper. I can rap.
She is a rapper, and still is.
Well, the reason why I started rapping is because I wanted to make a statement that there was so much trash at the time on the radio, and I was like, I can do this so much better, and I was good. I think if I would pursue that career, then I would have been good, great. But
a lot of people don't even know that you are a female MC.
That's true. Oh my gosh. All right, maybe y'all see me or catch me on her album or in the documentary. But definitely looking forward to that documentary. I hope it, you know, pandemic put everything on a hold. I hope that you know, we'll be finished soon, and you definitely keep me posted on that.
I'm gonna send you a preview.
Yes, please do. I would love to see that. Are there any last things, tips, advice, mottos, life quotes that you have that you want to give out to the world?
My quote always is, not everything that shines is gold.
And this is very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming here and telling your
Yes.
story. I really
Thank you for
enjoyed
inviting
it.
me.
Yeah,
And I love the cake.
Yeah,
Oh
yes,
my
the
God, I
cake
love
is
this
really
one. I
good.
love this
Yes,
one.
Yeah, the coconut is
Yes,
good. Huh?
I love it. Both are sweet.
Yes.
This
So
one is,
yeah,
really
normally
good.
I have the pistachio cream one, which is so good, but they didn't have it in stock. So you know, I had to get a
Something
chocolate
else.
for this time. But they're all good. Vicento cake. Shout out again.
Shout out.
Shout out to you, Eljay.
Thank
Shout
you.
out 𝗦𝗡𝗘𝗥𝗝𝗏 and everybody that was involved with her
Mr.
career.
Wave.
Because we're happy that you have a story to tell and that you were one of the first to, you know, to blaze the trail for
Shout out
everybody else.
G-Money.
Shout out everybody.
Shout out everybody. Shout out Free Bang Gang.
Yes, and
One love.
where can we find you?
On Instagram,
Eljay Wix.
Eljay Wix, or
Yeah.
well, actually the first Melanesian femcee of the world.
Okay, yeah, find it. All right,
Yeah.
thank you so guys for watching again, and I'll be back next time again with another great guest.